Welcome, Wrestling Figs. Tim Ash here with none other than Bill Miekina. Bill, how you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Are you wore out yet?
I'm getting there, but today's my last day, so I'll make it to the end of the day.
So the first day is your last day?
Yeah, I'm flying back to Chicago for my brother's wedding, so I'm pretty excited about that.
For the bachelor party or for the wedding?
Both.
So you're going to be partying.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the panel today. A lot of interest in what you guys got coming out. Tell us a little bit about what we saw today, some of the exclusives, some of the things that you're going to be bringing out later on this year.
Sure. Some of the things that we first showed at the panel was we have a new Kane coming out. First time back in the mask. We have Alicia Fox, who's a little bit hidden right now, but we'll move it.
Now, Alicia's going to be a basic, and this is the first time you've actually put an accessory with a basic. Is that correct?
I believe so. I believe this is the first time we've ever had a basic figure with its own accessory. We just really like the fox hood as a part of the entrance, and it was almost like but it is going to be a basic, but we hate to lose that aspect just because there's like a strict rule. So in this case, we sort of bent the rule a little bit. Yeah,
because it's synonymous with her coming down.
Yeah.
So the hood comes off and reveals
the hood is
her.
removable. I take it off now, but that's not a production piece.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a little fragile.
And then some of the other things that we saw were the Brodus clay here, which is a really cool piece.
Brand new. Actually, this is the early prototype of the tracksuit. The final tracksuit will actually have the logo on the pocket and the striping down the sides. And if you get a quick look, he comes with the big Funkasaurus footprint on the back. Which
nice. Nice. Next, we'll get basic dancers, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be the logo for the back of the first Funkasaurus. No, I thought his necklace might have fallen down.
And then we also saw for the first time in Mattel Collection Series, Jerry the King Lawler, which is a really cool piece. That's his WrestleMania attire, going back to an earlier years and bringing it back.
Yeah, it's a WrestleMania 27 attire, and it's actually the entrance attire is actually one of the old outfits he used to wear back in Memphis. So in many ways, it's almost like a modern day figure and a flashback at the same time. So if you want to play with modern Jerry, you have the figure. If you want it to be Memphis Jerry, so you can use it that way as well.
That's a great piece, actually.
This one turned out very well.
Yeah,
I'm really happy with how this one turned out.
And then you got Wade Barrett back there with the long coat with the rose in it. That's a really nice piece, right?
Yeah, I can show that one. This is Wade Barrett with his most recent look with the overcoat and the flower in the lapel.
Some nice tattoo work too.
Yeah, I really like that new tattoo, and I'm glad we were able to pull it off
Looks really
in
good.
his new most recent attire. Hopefully he gets back soon because he's a pretty good new character on the show, so we're hoping he's back in the limelight pretty soon.
Now, a couple other things that you announced is, for the first time ever, you're actually going to put a legend in a flashback series, and it's going to be what was going to be a Maddie exclusive is now going to be a flashback series elite, and that's going to be Miss Elizabeth. Is that correct?
Miss Elizabeth, we debuted her look today. I can't take it out of the case because it's still a prototype, and it's very delicate. And I think the earrings, are actually going to be in the final. Will be VUM coated. I'm not sure. We're still working on how much the price is going to be because VUM coating is not cheap, unfortunately. Our prices on everything,
Right. And then we saw Johnny. Saw him too, right?
Yeah. We have this year's Build-A-Figure in the fall is Ricardo Rodriguez.
Right.
And then we have for 2013 we have a Teddy Long and a Johnny Laurinaitis figures that are going to be available as Build-A-Figures.
Now, back to the Brodus Clay and Jerry Lawler, that Elise flashback is going to be Undertaker, is that correct?
It's going to be American Badass Undertaker with the headband and removable shirt. And one of the nice features on him is because of the short hairdo, you'll be able to see this pretty boss tattoo on the back of his neck, which is usually hidden by his long hair. Yeah. So
that's a really cool piece.
The Big Evil shirt. I'm pretty happy with how this one turned out.
Now, something that I noticed that was out here too is Captain Charisma is back there. Is that a Brute style Captain Charisma, or are we looking at early years?
This is Captain Charisma from WrestleMania X7, the infamous TLC match. Yep. We've been wanting to do a flashback Christian for a while, and we're finally able to get him in the line. And we're pretty happy with how this one turned out. We were able to get him a pair of the goofy glasses he wore during that period, and the mesh shirt from the match.
Well, from WrestlingFix.com, thanks, because I know Tom's been looking for a flashback Christian, right, Tom? That's right. Can't wait to get his hands on that one, that's for sure.
We try to make everyone happy eventually, so sometimes it takes longer, but that's...
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.
Yeah, anytime. So one other figure I want to focus on right now is this awesome-looking Stone Cold. Now, that's going to be a ringside exclusive or something that might come out later on this year?
This is an exclusive we're doing for Ringside Collectibles, so let's give them a nice big look at Stone Cold. It's a brand new head scan. There's some
Got a little glue on it?
hot glue, spider web there. Brand new expression. First time ever with the smirk skin. He also has the exclusive smoking skull belt, and also the
Winged Eagle belt too?
Attitude Era version of the Winged Eagle belt with the bigger, flatter plate. So these two belts will be exclusive to this figure, and also a vest with the red color scheme, which we've never seen before.
That's a really nice piece too, and that's going to be out later on this year, right?
It's later this year at Ringside. So.
All right. Well, let's get to the Wrestling Figs board actual questions that they have for you, if you don't mind.
Sure.
First question is, why do basic CM Punks feature an updated left arm tattoo sleeve but not in his Elite?
Which is that? The one with the
sleeve, yeah.
With the girl on the back?
It doesn't say. It just says, why do basic CM Punk features an updated left arm tattoo sleeve but not his Elite figure? Why is that not on the Elite?
I think it's because that I think is just a production error. I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but it's something we are. I actually went over to China to visit the factories recently to try to figure out ways to produce the same figure using less deco hits. Because if you wrap something around, like CM Punk's a good example. His arm tattoo work is very long and extensive.
Right.
So it would take a lot more tampo hits than something very simple. Sometimes it could take like even up to 25 hits with a tampo to put all the ink work on an arm, and like that adds up real quickly.
Right.
So when I was over there, through working with the factory, I was able to get it down to where it would take half that amount. And when you add that up over the course of a series, it comes to substantial cost savings, which we need because production costs in China are going up every year, and almost like we have to figure out ways to do this just to keep up with it's like just to keep it at the prices we're going. We have to work harder every year just to keep it at the $9.99 suggested price point. But we were able to, we were over there. We were able to cut some of the deco with the same result, and we also standardized things. So it should be when we do the CM Punks in the future, we should be able to have that tattoo included.
So it was just a misprint that did not come out on the Elite.
Yeah, for some reason it just never showed up, and I think we're taking care of that one.
All right, that's a good question. How do you feel about the plastic shirts and how they've worked so far, and will you be keeping them or changing them in the future?
Yeah, it was something we tried because the production, as I said before, production costs are going up all over, especially anything involving soft goods is going up even faster than everything else. So we have to be really, really almost like very smart in how we use soft goods going forward in the line, which it's not. I'm not crazy about that because I really like using soft goods, but we have to figure out when we're going to use them. So we thought if we could have a plastic shirt that functioned as a cloth one, there could be some savings without actually any damage, so to speak, to the product. But the reaction from fans hasn't been that great, and internally we're not really crazy about it either. So we kind of use it only when we have to. I know with The Miz, it's a plastic shirt because we weren't able to source the red fabric in time, and we really wanted to include a Team Johnny shirt. So, but on him, it actually, I think it's the fit and the graphics are better than we would be able to get on a on a fabric piece. So it worked out better in that instance. But no, we always prefer to use fabric. It's just fabric's not cheap.
Okay. Next question is, what figures are the design team most happy with that they've made in 2012, and which were the most challenging?
Let me look over here. I'm really happy with the Mankind. I love that turned out. If I can, you're gonna get a world premiere here of Mankind without the mask.
Oh, we're gonna get a world premiere, no mask, Mankind. So just Mick Foley. No, I'm just teasing.
So this is. I mean, it's dead on.
That is good. That actually really looks good. Show that one to the camera if you don't mind.
The most challenging figure so far this year has probably actually proved to be AJ, which is evidence of the fact that she's not at the show here. We had it done, we thought we'd have it done for the show, and it turns out they sent us like a first sample, and it was just mind-bogglingly wrong. So we can't show it, unfortunately. And then just like, it's difficult too because there's you know, her in-ring outfit would be very expensive to do as a basic figure, just because there's so much color in it that we had to go with a like a ringside outfit, ringside outside the ring outfit, which I think worked out on when the final figure is done. I don't think anyone's gonna be disappointed. But yeah, she has been there's been some you know, a few bumps in the road, but when the final product comes out, I think everyone's gonna really like it. So.
Okay. One question I want to ask before we get back to the questions from Wrestling Fix Board is every year you guys showcase something.
Yes.
And it's a teaser, and it's a crowd reaction either to please people or to just generate interest, basically. Because, you know, good press, bad press, it's all good press, right?
Yeah.
So I see behind you Ultimate Warrior, Andre the Giant, and Randy Savage. Buddies. So tell us about those. Tell us a little bit about the Brawlin' Buddies and what made you guys come out with those right now, and will we see those in the future? Because now that they have already hit the internet, there is a massive amount of people out there that would like to have them.
Yeah, it's sort of similar to what we did last year with the Gobbledygooker, where we put something out that we don't know, you know, stuff that we like internally, but we're not sure if the public at large is going to go for it. And last year with Gobbledygooker, in all honesty, the reaction was mixed. And with a mixed reaction on something that's going to require that much tooling and deco, you just can't go forward because you don't know if there's actually going to be people that are buying it. So this year we sort of floated the same balloon. We don't know it. We didn't know if people would actually buy these. So we just sort of threw these out as A, to celebrate the launch of the Brawlin' Buddies, you know, because we also have other Mattel properties down here. And then, you know, just see what people's thoughts were and see if this, you know, if people got excited, then it's something that we would consider going forward with. Like right now, it's not on the table, but who knows? You know what's you know what it'll be a month from now, 3 months from now. Because reaction so far has been like overwhelmingly positive. Right. So there's a better, like Gobbledygooker died, but these have a better chance of going.
Yeah, these have been you know, I mean, you can go back and do $1 Million Man, Mr. Perfect, Bret Hart. You can go back and do all the old legends that you have under contract. That would be a great piece. So basically, what you're saying is the Wrestling Figs forum boards out there need to get on there and say and express how they feel about these and if they like them. Is that correct?
Yeah, we like positive feedback's good on something like this, where if enough people say that, you know, we want something, you know, I'm not saying we're going to, but chances are much better if we have like, we can go, you know, to the people that make the calls, go like, look at this, you know, like reams and reams of positive feedback to something.
All right, Bill, back to the Wrestling Figs forums questions. Let's see, any chance at additional articulation for the elite figures like hands, fingers, feet, that kind of thing? Will we see more articulation?
Right now, no. Just because production costs being what they are, it's really difficult to have to go back and add something that's going to add more labor and assembly and molds to a figure right now. I mean, right now, WWE is one of the few action figure lines that is still 6-inch in scale. And we work really, really hard to be able to put out an affordable 6-inch scale product. So right now, it's like whatever it is at 6-inch is pretty much set where it's going to be, because anything that adds production costs is not something we want to look into right now.
Now, one other question, and this has been a question that's been asked many, many times on Wrestling Figs forums, is there any update on the status of the loose ankle joints that some of the figures are experiencing?
Yeah, this is something we actually were upset about, because we asked them, based on your feedback, to look into it. So we assume that they did, and you know, when stuff still comes back with loose ankles, we sort of go like, hey, you know, we asked you to look into this, and we have. So they actually have developed a new ankle joint that's got a little bit more friction in it, so that shouldn't be a problem going forward on items.
Okay. And then how many figures in the WWE line do you typically work on at one time?
I'm probably between, you know, coming up, you know, filling out lineups, we're developing the sculpts, probably around 30 or 40 each at a time.
Wow.
You know, just from like something where we just pencil in the lineup to, you know, shoving off the plate. Actually, probably, yeah, around 40 to 50, actually.
Okay. And then this is release-oriented style question, so let me get you this. Based on the current popularity of the flashback figures in the Elite line, does Mattel have more confidence in Legends, and will we be seeing them more often on lines and lease packages and more often in cases?
It depends on who it is, actually, because I know with Mankind we are making more than on some of the Legends we've done or flashbacks, just because it's the first time he's in the line, and he's a relatively big name who's on TV on a consistent basis. So he'll be shipped more than someone like Yokozuna, who's kind of not been on at least on the television radar, so to speak. Yeah. But we realize that flashbacks is working really well for us. As what it is in terms of it's not always the worst thing in the world if in a toy line to have something that's a little hard to find to create a chase. But we also don't want to create a situation where the chase is so frustrating people walk away. And it's a delicate balance because we also don't want, the worst thing is dead stock on pegs, and then orders don't go through for the next wave, and stuff doesn't sell, and then it's like we're trying to avoid that. I know we do ship a lot of certain guys, but we try to ship a lot of guys, like a Cena or Orton or Ray, where if the collectors don't get it, those are the ones that the kids are going to buy, because kids make up they still make up the majority of our purchases. So we don't want to put in a situation where the only person on a shelf is someone who they don't see on TV every week.
Okay. Another question: is there a chance that the Elite line could go 7 figures permanently with 2 flashbacks, as in Series Elite, like similar to Elite 16?
It's very unlikely, because once it goes over, for some reason, once it goes over 6, the production costs just get too high. Okay. And as I said before, anything we can do to keep production costs low, we need to, just because stuff's not getting cheaper.
Are there any Elite 2-packs planned similar to the WWE All-Star Series or Legends 2-packs? And will we ever see Elite 2-packs again?
Right now there are no plans. The problem is once you put 2 of them together, it goes over like the $25 price point, which a lot of retailers don't really want for 2 figures.
So it'd be more like along a line of exclusive style. Maybe you might do 2-packs.
I mean, it's possible, but it's not on the drawing table right now. It's just it's a difficult price point to work with. I mean, we'd rather split it up and sell them both individually on cases like that.
All right. Would you still say the turnaround time for a figure is 1 year? And Mankind seemed to be released pretty quickly. So is that the case? Is it less than a year now? Are we getting to 6-7 months in after they appear on television?
Well, the Mankind that's in here right now is not actually in stores right now, because this is first like a sample from the factory, and then once they get the sample from the factory, they have to rig the factory so they can actually mass produce this. I mean, this is produced as like a single quantity, which is like does not take a time. So then once we approve it at this stage, they have to jigger the factory to get the stuff made up. So there is a production lead times that it's probably going to be around a year. We try to do things to bring it down. And I mean, an ideal case scenario is if it's like a repaint, we can probably get it. The quickest we can get it on shelf is probably around 6-7 months. I mean, we work hard to keep it down, but there's other factors at play.
But you're still looking at a year possibly at the most.
Yeah, and the challenge is we hope that if the guy's relevant, right now in 2012, that when the figure comes out, in May of 2013, that he's just as relevant or more relevant. So there's demand for the figure.
Okay. Is there any chance that we could see Legends or Divas in the Rumble line anytime in the future?
I think, but I can't guarantee. It is something we're looking at. Maybe just like Flashbacks has worked well as what it is, as sort of like a little off branch. So it might be something we're doing. I don't actually work on the Rumbler sign, so I can't guarantee it. But I know the person that does has some interest in doing it. So.
Okay, what is the status of an HD stage non-Flex Force?
It's right in the case.
Have they already got it? Oh, there it is. Nice. Didn't get a chance to.
Very good.
When will we see that come out?
That's going to be fall from Kmart exclusive.
Okay, so Kmart exclusive. Good. It looks good.
Along with the live events John Cena as well, when the Raw exclusive Raw T-shirt and the new Hustle, Loyalty, Respect hand gesture.
Next question for you: when and if Ric Flair is made, will the figure release be originally planned entrance grade, or will it be started from scratch?
The thing is, he never really was planned as an entrance grade. I don't know how that happened, but it's sort of like it's just persisted that that he was going to be an entrance grades. I'd love to get him on the line, but right now his he's not under a WWE contract, and until he does, it's on hold. But as soon as he signs, as soon as we found out Foley was in, we went to work on him. So if there comes a date when they tell us that Ric Flair is under a WWE merchandise deal, we'll work on him. Speaking
of the merchandise deal you were just talking about, with DX, X-Pac, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and even The Godfather slated for the WrestleMania 13 video game, is there a chance we'll see any of these Attitude Era stars in upcoming future release sets?
None of those guys are under WWE Legends merchandise deals. They're under THQ deals, which are completely separate. So if they sign WWE merchandise deals, then we'll start working on them.
Okay. And then, is Magnum TA being released anytime soon?
Not right now. I know there's been a really good feedback to him. If it persists, we can think about putting him in. But right now, I think for the flashbacks, we probably want to go with guys who that have been more recently on TV, okay. Just because of how I remember him when I was a kid, but I'm almost middle aged, so.
All right, well, let's talk about people coming back to TV. Karma, when she returns to TV full time, will we have to wait an additional 9 months for her figure to be released, or since you already have previous slated that you would already be working on her, is she going to be a fast track to be out a little bit quicker?
It all depends on what she looks like when she comes back. If she comes back looking similar to what she did, there's some pre-work we've done and see how much we could use. But if she comes back in a new outfit or radically different, then it might take a while. I mean, we were working on her, and then as soon as she went off TV, we had to move her out of that slot, move other people in, and sort of press pause. So, but we're all waiting for her to come back because she is something that we don't have in the line. So we always like something that stands out.
What about a referee figure? Just a regular referee figure, not like a Shawn Michaels special guest referee, but when will we see just a regular referee figure, maybe in a basic line?
It's probably not going to happen. It's we haven't gotten sort of permission to do it from WWE. So that is the reason why we went out of our way to include a referee Shawn Michaels in the Elite line.
Okay. And what is the likelihood of the natural disasters ever being released?
Neither Earthquake or Typhoon are under WWE Legends deals, and if one day they are, we could put them in a flashback slot possibly, but right now it's not on the cards on the table.
One of the last questions I wanted to ask, the Ryback.
Yes.
I mean, he is like the modern day better than Goldberg because he can wrestle better than Goldberg kind of character out there. You made an announcement today that he's going to be coming out in a line coming out. What line is that going to be in, and when will we see Ryback?
I don't actually remember what line he's going to be in. He's going to be a basic figure, and we just did an elite lineup, and we put him in that one as well. But I'm not exactly sure what these lineups are, just because there's like so many things to keep track of. Like, I honestly don't remember off the top of my head what lineups they're in, but they are coming. Okay. So yeah, anyone that's on TV like consistently like that, we're going to make sure that we start work right away and get them in the line as quickly as possible.
Well, as always, thanks for taking the time to talk to us at WrestlingFix.com and the actual collectors out there and fans all abroad who want to get insight from a designer. It's not like most of the times where you get to sit down and actually talk to the designer of the figures. So thank you very much for taking the time to come out, and hopefully everything works out. We'll see you at Ringside Fest next, maybe?
Yeah, I think they're sending me that too. All right. I love New York. I went to school there, so twist my arm to get me back.
Well, have fun in Chicago.
Oh, thank you very much. I do plan on doing that too.
And we'll be back with more Comic-Con coverage here at 2012 in San Diego, California.